And we always wonder, you know, is there an expiration date on that style? Like, is he going to get punished, you know, really hard for it in the future? That doesn't really seem to happen yet.
Well, I mean, they got punished as a team in Katowice, right? They didn't get near
that was kind of fair enough, wasn't it?
Any kind of a result. Yeah, it was one of the most stacked tournaments that we've seen in a while.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, maybe that's all right. HAVU on the T side, Mad Lions on the CT side. They've got 2 Molotovs already picked up their HAVU, and no defuse kit on the Mad Lions side. That's a bit interesting.
Oh, they're going to run right into a stack, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, the nade, it missed. No damage done. Asilian goes down, but here's Bubsky. He's got 1 and 2. Bomb on the floor as well. He wants to challenge, and he somehow converts onto Saw. That, again, we just mentioned rounds that feel like they shouldn't have gone this way. Here's another one. Add it to the list.
Yeah, that is so outrageous. The grenade that's been missed in the first time around, and they just get a clean entry kill, and somehow Bubsky comes out with a triple. I can't even believe it. That's out of control. Mad Lions getting around where maybe they shouldn't have.
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily make sense. I guess HAVU as well, not really even checking or clearing that corner despite having a 3-on-1 in the situation after picking off Asilian. So 1-0, tough start for HAVU. They're going to fully invest, though. We've got a Tech 9 sighting.
Oh, that's a rarity.
Should have gone for the dualies.
No, I was going to say another gun that's also better than the dualies. So.
No, you don't believe that. Deep down, you know better.
You know what? We have to... We need like a dualie versus Tech 9. Maybe just an all dualie tournament.
I had a lot of people sending me clips of their dualie aces the other day when we asked for it. There's a lot of people out there pretty effective with the dualies. It's just a matter of time before one of them is picked up onto a pro team.
Okay, well, I'll let you live in that disturbed fantasy of yours, Jason. You just keep doing that. No real pressure being applied from by HAVU just yet. And I think Mad Lions just happy to hang around and chill for a little bit.
They have HAVU 4 smokes and 2 flashbangs. The question is, where do they want to place all of them? One is going to be put down right now, right side of Ivy. But no one's really utilizing that just yet. Forcing out a Molotov, forcing out some counter utility. Mad Lions only have 1 flashbang. And this looks like with the bomb in box halls, this will either be they'll fall back and go to ladder, or they'll hit the center bomb site. Asilian's in a lot of trouble, still wins the battle. And now they've got to go towards inner, and the defense is far, far back.
Yeah, so they might be able to get a bomb down here, but as long as no one falls on the B bomb site from Mad Lions, they should be able to do the retake. Some strange shots coming through, and now sitting on the ladder a little bit, I thought. Could have backfired. Bubsky going down, and the bomb is being planted here. They lost a lot of health on Shush and Asilian. They need to make sure they don't slip away in this round. HAVU are actually looking like they're way more confident in this round so far than Mad Lions are.
Yeah, these Deagles holding everyone at bay. This flank is going to have a huge impact. Timer running down. That's a big kill for Slowy. Now Asilian has to pick up the pace. He's got to move. This AUG is not getting the production they wanted out of it. Asilian with another kill. And there's one final player, that Deagle. It's not going to be able to do it reloading, but it's a full 10 seconds. It's a full 10 seconds, and Asilian, it's not going to happen. Dodo, a collateral with the Deagle. And oh, sweet mother of God, it doesn't make any sense.
It really does. He survived on 1 health. I can't believe it. That's kind of unforgivable. There's really, I can't think of a reason why Mad Lions were playing this way in this round. And it started with Asilian over at Ivy. You see the difference between being the guy to take the initiative and Asilian just trying to hide. Just like, oh, I'm just going to keep trying to fall back in the corner. He never really said, okay, if you're forcing it, we're going to fight, you know? And that almost got him taken down. And then same kind of scenario would be just everyone a little bit worried.
Yeah, I don't know why they were so tentative with M4s, with an AUG up against Deagles inside of the bomb site. No one seemed willing to kind of just hold an angle around the train. They let these Deagles just go back and forth. That's really rough for Mad Lions. What a hiccup in the defense. 4 players stacked inside for Mad Lions. A chance to turn it. The bomb is here for the moment. There's going to be a 3rd player joining up with them. And it looks like HAVU actually want to split towards the center bomb site.
Ooh, catching A-Core. And even if the stack is there, if they're coming in with a flank at the same time, that stack's not going to do much of anything. I think it'll only work if they're all coming in from the one side there. Good kill from Bubsky. And the Deagle Not able to get another one there on Roy. That would have been cool, though. Bobsky with the Mac 10. But the bomb should be going down, and I don't know, he can maybe get 1 or 2 more kills if he's really good about it. But there should be no chance for him to win the round. And yeah, at range, it'll favor the Krieg.
I mean, they knew exactly where he was, so there's only so many places he could be at that point once he disappears out of the bomb site itself. 2-1 for HAVU. I still can't believe that second round actually happened.
No, especially because they look so scared or timid in that round. That was just not, you know, not the Mad Lions that we want to see and like to see. I do like how we're going for the B split through CT spawn. It's one of my favorite strats on this this particular map.
It just doesn't work all that often, does it?
No,
it's so hard to make work, and obviously there it works purely because it's against pistols.
I agree, and I think that's actually why. That's part of the reason why I like it. Is it is like threading a needle. It's unlikely that it's actually going to be paying out, but when it does, it just looks so good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the way to phrase it is not necessarily the strat I would call all the time if I was doing it, but I like watching other people try.
Like watching other people give it the attempt.
Yeah. Swing for it if you can.
Well, 3 in a row for HAVU now. They've got a 2-round lead in the game. AWP out in Akor's hands, and we've been mentioning that's someone to keep an eye on in this half.
That should be where things could get a bit interesting. We already saw a little bit of Mirage that even if you do get a good smoke off against him, it's not always quite enough. He's one of those players that will try and challenge it a fair bit. I look down at Ivy. It's a 3-man stack here with 2 of them pushing, being covered by Akor. Going to be setting up flashbangs, and oh, the timing works out in favor of Mad Lions. They had the exact same idea, however, on the other side. That was the Spider-Man meme.
It really was. And it works perfectly for Mad Lions. Theirs is the second one late. The pop flash comes in directly when HAVU's going to peek. So, again, you've mentioned timing a couple times. Just one more instance where it works in Mad Lions' favor. Zori, very quickly, the last one left in a 1 versus 5. Up in hand, and he won't get anything done. And again, Mad Lions did this on their CT side of Mirage as well, coming off of saves, coming off of just pistol rounds into their first rifle round, and keeping all 5 players alive. That's something HAVU needs to do better at, is even if you're going to lose, get some level of production, get just a couple kills.
Yeah, it'll definitely cause a lot of struggle for them later on if the Danish side can continue to build cash as quickly as they certainly did on Mirage, you're right. And keeping the AWP alive on Akor as well, just to, you know, definitely just if you could pick off one weapon, at least let it be that one. They do have one on Sori, and I think he actually did a lot of decent AWPing on Mirage. Maybe not to the Akor level, but not many people do. Pushing up into main. Last time it was Ivy, so, you know, a very flexible, let's say, defense coming out of Mad Lions so far, which is cool. And now they're doubling up on Pop Dog instead, so they're checking everything.
Yeah. Can also give them a fast flank as well if they wanted to go for it. Roy looking up. A lot of faith in Asilian. Middle of the map between the bomb train and E-Box, just watching towards Ivy. No pressure coming from there quite yet. And Akor is fast, so any shoulder peek out of Hoodie is going to be a risk. But it's all on HAVU. This is going to be a small fake, but I don't think it's going to fool anyone. No one should move from this defense. They still have 2 players inner, 2 players in ladder room. And this is a perfect... 2 players in ladder room is really going to ruin this attack out mid.
Yeah, it definitely could. The lineup, oh, actually a team kill, and then they just lined themselves up for Asilian instead. They had no idea, but yeah, that was a bit of a crossfire that was going on that they just weren't ready for. Dodo in a 1 versus 3, and only 25 seconds on the clock.
Even if Asilian doesn't get that double kill, there's still Roy in ladder room. Like,
yeah.
he was always going to peek out at some point, and it likely would have been him with the double if it wasn't Asilian. So HAVU almost, it feels like they were almost beat about 3 different ways in this round.
He needs to find a way to die. 8 seconds, and...
Found it.
Yeah, Shush is going to help him out. It's very nice.
Dinner bell being rung.
Yeah, well, they're going to have a feast in the upcoming round, because there's not going to be really anything to buy with here if you're HAVU. So
you say that, but they did win that second round. They could go for another economy or another Deagle round with smokes. It'd be risky, I'll admit.
They could. I feel like they've started to regain some of that confidence. I don't know what that round was. I just don't understand why they were all so scared, but now they seem to be rediscovering a little bit of something.
You'd hope that would have been the conversation after losing that round and getting back into the guns would be, listen, can we just not be like wimps like that? Can we actually challenge? Can we actually go for fights when we have the weaponry?
Yeah, I hope so. Just that seems to fit their style anyway. So maybe it was just a bit of an odd round. Already taken on Slowy, and only 2 Deagles left. So again,
pretty sure Shush just spotted the leg. Roy again in ladder room, just looking straight up. He wanted to punish that jump, but it's too fast. There's nothing to flush Roy out of this position, though, is the tough part. It's got to be luck, and actually Saw almost gets it. A dink through the smoke. He was just blindly shooting, and everyone's waiting to punish Roy's fallback, but he's too smart for that.
Yeah, just standing tall out there. Even with the low health, he will be fine at the end of the round. It's another one where they don't lose a single player here, Mad Lions. So that still continues to be a problem for HAVU, because the Danes are going to be building a pretty decent economy. HAVU, though, they can buy in this round. Not a great buy, but enough that they should be able to do some damage.
The question is always, it's not necessarily the weaponry as well, it's the utility too, which they have a pretty decent amount of. It's the smokes, it's the flashbangs that's going to be able to neutralize A-Core for long enough to gain some ground. We'll see how it works. Actually, this is a bold defense set up by Mad Lions. All 5 players outside for the moment. Shush is going to start rotating back any second, but again, 3 players. There's the pop flash. This time, Dodo dodges it. Behind the trash cans, or the trash bins.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked that he wasn't even a little bit more flashed. Nice win, and he's going to put out the Molotov. He knew that was going to be a whole ocean of fire behind him, and he would have definitely gone down, I think, trying to run through it. So we'll at least stay alive for now. Now he's being flanked on the other side. A Molotov to try and force Saw back. Some pretty good teamwork and communication coming out from Mad Lions. Going the distance to try and keep their teammate alive in Pop Dog there. Now it's a 4-on-3.
Yeah, but they know there's no one at Ivy. They know there's no one in T-Mid now. Now you can start to see on the minimap the rotation. A-Core on his way to the inner bomb site. That's the AWP. Shush is here already. Boobski's going for the long rotation through CT spawn. HAVU's going to have a near impossible time of this.
Oh, they will find 1 kill there. Is that going to change it up? They could. I was just about to credit Roy for going, above and beyond even after being low on health, but may have turned the corner just a second too soon there. And now it's a weird 3-on-3 where HAVU might still have the advantage.
I think you need to switch the positions of Shush and A-Core if you want to keep 2 players. A-Core, the AWPer, needs to stay far back to play retake on the inner bomb site, but they're having some confusion. They think it's going to be an A-hit. A-Core further away, and it's all on Shush. He needs to spot this and survive, and that's going to be the hard part. There it is. There's the spot. He sees 2 coming out upper, and he just doesn't want to challenge anything. This is where the AWP would have been of huge benefit, to just grab a lane and just hold them pinned down.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely on it. That would have been much, much better. Just snipe away a kill and then fall back and play it safe. Now instead, they have to go for a 3-on-3 retake, hiding inside of the smoke. It could have been a great shot through. They're flashed in, and Shush saving his teammate. A-Core would have been dead. Sorry, still doing more though. And he's still alive back there with the Krieg. Getting a bit close. He's calling him back up. Nice peek out of Sorry. A double kill so far in A-Core. Even though we've talked about him as being potentially quite aggressive, and this is still a little bit too much. The bomb is already quite far down, so he's going to try and save the AWP here. Good result from HAVU.
Yeah, what a nice win for HAVU. That is phenomenal calling in the mid-round, and you could just see from the rotations, Mad Lions not entirely sure how to position themselves to be effective. A-Core brings himself out of the fight, so despite an early advantage, HAVU steal 1 away again. All four of their rounds seem to be off the back of some pretty crazy turn of events. This one a 3-on-4 where they just seemed like there was nothing really available to them. Not a whole lot of utility either. The second round they win with Deagles was just hectic. They were able to build a 3-round streak off the back of that. That's got to be frustrating for Mad Lions, who maybe feel like they're getting cheesed out of a bunch of rounds.
And this is where I think it's worth pointing out. If they hadn't had those 2 rounds where they kept 5 people alive, they probably would not have been able to buy it all in this round.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So HAVU kind of have themselves to thank.
Yeah, the economy game has been very strong. Roy, oh, he's got a pre-aim. He turns the corner, and that gets his teammate killed as well. A-Core is still here, though. No one coming from Ivy through the smoke. It's Saw to win that battle, and A-Core hasn't fired a shot yet. There's the first kill.
Yeah, finally going on, but, I mean, again, they're just all on the other side of the smoke, and he's got that AWP. Very low chance that he could do much of anything. The bomb will go down, and...
They're going to save.
Yeah, it's a better choice, isn't it? Nice pace and good timing for HAVU to hit this, and they're going to be up at 5 rounds. This is suddenly a very good first half.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job. A lot of different varied pacing, a lot of different varied strategies coming out on this T side of Train so far, and probably part of the reason why they picked it, feeling very confident. Remember, they won this map in the first series where they actually defeated Mad Lions 2-1. So HAVU feeling pretty good with their map pool at the moment. 4 players survive for the terrorist side, and they're going to have a 1-round lead.
A 1-round lead, and again, heavy damage being inflicted to the CT economy. Their round loss bonus not really great enough yet. Although they may be able to switch out some weapons here, but it is getting really tricky for them at the moment. I wonder if HAVU, they must be starting the field. They did pick the map, so, I mean, sure, they're feeling quite confident in the moment in how this is unfolding. Even if we were saying some of these rounds did seem a little bit questionable. Sketchy.
Sketchy is a good word. Very sketchy. Not even a little bit sketchy. All right, Acor almost has a chance. Takes the shot through the wall. Again, 5 players outside for Mad Lions initially. Shush just to throw some utility. His smoke and Molotov, and then he falls back towards the inner sight. Now, this is a different way of playing it. So frequently we see the one anchor at the B bomb site grabbing the angle, spotting when they take over box halls, dropping a Molotov or smoke to fall away. This is actually making the inner bomb site much more difficult to defend, and a timing hit here for HAVU. They're going to find their way in. Shush, waiting for the heads to show at the upper ramp. That's a great return from Saul.
Yeah, and if not for the smoke there and connector that was thrown all the way from the brown holes, they would have already been shut down running up there. But that actually saved Saw enough to get the kill, at least a 3-on-3. And the bomb not planted yet. They've kind of, there it is finally, but they kind of called a pause for just a second, I think. Smoke fading, and Asilian, I don't know, he had his back turned. That looked like he could have got taken down, but he'll find a second kill on Hoodie, and that leaves Dodo 1 versus 3. And he almost has to push up to try and take the fight. I don't really blame him for trying to do that. If he just sticks around on the ramp, that is not a winning recipe.
I'm not sure how I feel about that defense. I mean, it obviously works out there. It's a nice retake. It helps that Shush gets the 1 kill at upper ramp, the 1-for-1 trade, but yeah. I think there's a lot of ways to exploit that kind of a setup. And maybe HAVU realizes it, because that was a very fast timing hit towards the B bomb site. They got in, they got clear. You have 2 Molotovs down, 1 at the connector, 1 deep towards CT spawn. You put a smoke up afterwards. They had pretty much all the standard stuff you want from an inner hit to have the terrorist side win, and just couldn't convert. This time it's a little bit of a return to normalcy. Shush using that Molotov into its box halls, letting them know that there's going to be presence already dedicated to the B bomb site.
And as much as we were talking about Mad Lions and their dwindling economy, the same is true for HAVU in this round, as you could tell. So they've already done a good job, but if they want to cement the victory here in the first half, then winning this round would be pretty critical for them. They do have Sorry on that AWP. I'm still not sure we've seen the amount of production out of him with that. I mean, I don't know if almost might be worth it to not have it if you're going to be playing against Acor, because it's going to be hard, you know, all versus all battle. And the speed that you would have with a Krieg or an AK just might be better.
This round is going to go on to the Ivy push. If that has success, but it's so disjointed. Actually amazing. Just 2 players attacking from HAVU. They have the first kill, but nothing after that. The Ivy attack hasn't even gotten started yet. They haven't even pushed out to apply any pressure onto the bomb site. That is a mistimed hit from HAVU, and I think it's going to be their undoing. Acor, he might want to challenge and find a crack around that smoke.
Yeah, he's thinking that there might be one nearly creeping through. Sorry will get the 1 kill, and now a bit of a blind fight. Souls are taking down Shush, and Mad Lions with a lead before the bomb went down, but now it's a little bit strange. 30 seconds left, and Bubsky walking around, and they're gonna... Oh, no!
No! What?
Dodo, that can't happen. That is criminal. Acor in a 1 versus 3, and he just has to make a run. That is... I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit there.
That's the second time we've seen a ridiculously silly jumping shot save the day. We saw it yesterday for Orglis against Dig on Mirage. This one is a guaranteed double kill, like 99 out of 100 times. And again, another round that HAVU, it feels like, just should have had no business winning. Half of that attack gets wiped out immediately before the other half even begins, and they somehow fight back with being smoked off at Ivy, 2 players behind that smoke, 1 player coming from mid, and still 4 defenders alive, and they find a victory out of it.
I mean, I can almost guarantee you that's one of those rounds. If you're Mad Lions, they already know, right? Like, if you could pause the whole thing right now and ask them, they would tell you that's fucking outrageous. What did we just see?
Yeah, they're calling a timeout because Bubsky, I think, just broke his monitor. Probably threw it across the room.
Yeah, for good reason. That's a one round. But in fairness, I mean, if you know, because you're absolutely right, that was horrible timing for HAVU.
Yeah.
And if you're Mad Lions, you should have the discipline or the experience or whatever you want to call it to make sure you don't throw away rounds like these.
Well, I was starting to say when the hit came in and it was so disjointed, it kind of took the point away. But the main, like, the success of that round was going to be all off the success of the Ivy hit because of the positioning of the defense. They had one up in heaven in the window. They had two on the bomb train, like one on the ground behind it, one on the bomb train itself. There's actually no one to keep any kind of a space. Just by the nature of that defense, they were going to be pinned down at the bomb site to begin with. That's why it was just so surprising that HAVU was that disjointed. It still made it work, somehow.
We've got a real team effort in this round coming out from Mad Lions with the AWP and a bunch of pistols. The opposite, a little bit further back. They are all grouped up on that ramp, hoping...
It's not going to happen. Slowy's already clearing out the outer bomb site. He might get flashed through, might wait for the smoke to clear, but he's going to see a free bomb site. Ooh, and Hoodie's going to get a triple kill. That gives up the game. Now the question becomes, HAVU's definitely got the victory in the bag for this round 12. Do they want to hunt down A-Core?
Yeah, I mean, they know that they've also given up the Krieg, right? So you could try and go for it if you really wanted to. Their own economy is not amazing, but we are deep in the half here.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's only going to be 3 rounds left after this.
I mean, it would be terrible if you went for the hunt and lost everybody. That would actually make a big impact. Not going to be Dodo, though. He's starting to look pretty good at the moment. And A-Core...
You're just saying that because of the jumping kill.
I mean, that did convince me of a lot. Ooh, and they'll find A-Core as well. Good little hunt there for Slowy.
He'll have an op again, A-Core. He's going to have to fully invest, as will the rest of his team. He'll have very few nades. But another great half on train for HAVU, up 7-5. They won 4 of the last 5 rounds. And for a half where Mad Lions wins the pistol round on the CT side, this is kind of a disaster.
And some of the round losses, I think, for Mad Lions have just looked so silly. That's the part that's really confusing, is that it's I mean, again, don't want to take anything away from HAVU, but some of it just looked really strange. Hoodie goes down right off the bat.
I think his fingers, his physical body was so committed to that play, to that peak. His brain, when he got blind, was probably telling him no.
Yeah.
But his fingers didn't get the message in time.
No, it takes a while, doesn't it, for the electrons to reach that far. That could have been a kill. Dodo was hoping for the smoke to fade. And Asilian, he's watching it. He's the only one watching it, and he actually has to stay alive here. It could be very weird for the rest of the A defense. He's going to make a bit of a jump past, and we'll confirm that someone was at least there.
I like this utility usage from Dodo, though. I mean, he's pretty much posturing as if they could go towards the back alleys, which they did in the pistol round. You can see A-Core looking for it, but, I mean, Dodo doesn't know it. He can push right around the train, and he might just find a free kill. It might come at any moment now. He's beneath A-Core, hasn't looked up just yet, but if there's any sound cue, he could even just assassinate this ladder defense if he wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. This is very, very hard to call right now. They're sort of checking for it, but they just have no idea that it is far in. But he could also be calling his teammates back into a strange position here. So we'll see. The Molotov to force them back, and now they're both hiding in that corner. But, oh, A-Core turning around for the kill. The double drop, and they take a lot of damage for it. 25 seconds, and they're going to try and go at that. No, actually, they're going to falling back instead, and Asilian is waiting here. He definitely hears the scope. 20 seconds, and Slowy just almost has a run and gun. And I don't think it's going to happen. Long range there for Shush. An opening, but a lot of changing their minds throughout that round, HAVU.
Yeah, that might have been too fancy, especially when you get 2 kills in ladder room like that and you know the position of A-Core. Like, you have all the information outside, and maybe it's a situation of just fearing the op on A-Core due to Mirage, and maybe that's coming into play. But why not just continue the presence outside? You have all the information you need. You know exactly where to look and aim. Instead, you rotate back to the inner bomb site where you have no intel, where Asilian could be anywhere. 7-6, still maintaining a lead. Not
maintaining really any kind of an economy here, HAVU. So if they lose this round, there's a chance that Mad Lions could end up at 8, which really, it wouldn't really be amazing for CT side Train. But almost feels like it might be, be good enough.
It feels like this half should be so much better for Mad Lions. There's some crazy, there's 2 rounds that they definitely should have won.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe even more than that.
Yeah, it's just between the second round, between the jumping Krieg shot, I feel like Mad Lions have been robbed of a couple extra rounds here and there, but that's the nature of the game. HAVU putting together a good T-side. AWP on Zori, 2 Kriegs and an AK-47, plenty of utility for the T-side, and they've looked strategically much better on this map for the most part.
They're going to do the same smoke to the inside of C connector. But Bubsky and Shush are going to be way, way ahead of that. So the only problem will be the reinforcements that are coming in that won't be able to help them out nearly as much. But you could see Sori setting... Oh, that wasn't how that was meant to go. Now they have to use the second smoke that they had for that C connector instead. And it's a little bit more signaled. Actually, they don't even do that. Let's see if it's going to backfire here. Spopsky will go down, but there's the run-in. This is where there was supposed to be a smoke, and there just isn't one. Yeah, bomb down as well. 20 seconds, and Shush doing a good job at staying alive. A 3-on-3, and finally, the bomb is going to be planted. Dodo coming in with a bit of a flank, and let's see if he's going to be quick enough to save his teammates. Sori's in a lot of trouble down here with that AWP. If they had any grenades, he'd already be dead, but he's bought enough time for Dodo to show up, and I think this timing might actually work out. HAVU might be fighting an 8th round right now. Sori.
It's not planned for Dodo.
Oh, you're right. It's not. It's on the other side, so he can't actually stop the defuse. And now Slowy up here. He's going to get shut down. Good double kill from A-Core. That, I don't know. That was a hard round to read. That could have gone a number of different ways.
That flank, I think, was a couple seconds late from Dodo. If he's a bit quicker with that, obviously, it's unfortunate he just peeks into the crosshair of A-Core. That's a good retake from Mad Lions, just scrapping together another victory. I really like that round from HAVU, but again, this Mad Lions' inner defense has been very questionable, I think, for Mad Lions throughout this half. That might be something they want to revisit.
Yeah, I think I don't know. There's a ton of rounds so far in this first half for Mad Lions that I would say need to be heavily reviewed when they're done with it. Sorry, I like this push out. He's alone out there. But again, all he needs is a little bit of intel or to drag someone away, and it could really work out. Or
to just find some fortunate timing as the smoke clears, someone peeking into the angle, and he's just lying in wait. 1 kill is all he needs to pull off this fake. Nice pop flash peek from A-Core and Asilian. Now they have to commit to the inner bomb site, HAVU, but they would have loved to have 1 kill. Running down the sidewalk, Bubsky in a very weird position, but he moves himself just perfectly. That is an incredible play from Bubsky.
Yeah, dancing around, saving his teammate, and just being in the right place at the right time. 8-7 at the end of the half, slightly favoring Mad Lions. I guess that's something, but again, it probably could have been so much more. So I feel a little bit ambivalent about the whole thing.
Yeah, but you can see why HAVU would pick this map. They felt very comfortable on it. They were willing to work around the map in pretty cool ways. So some good tactics from them. Still, they're going into the second half with a deficit, but they get a switch to the defensive side. We'll see how that goes when we return from the break.
All right, we're right back into the game here. It's gonna come up, and it's Mad Lions versus HAVU. We're on train, and I think you sort of exited saying we could see why HAVU picked this map, and I agree.
Yeah, they seem way more comfortable on it. I think they've tried to do some creative things. Sometimes they've kind of been caught in their own trap of trying to wheel between the bomb sites. But, I mean, their utility usage, they've had some cool ideas there. They've been able to handle situations where there's 2 defenders in the ladder room. So they obviously have some well-thought-out plans and protocols to move around this map. And that's kind of what made me happy. It still took some incredibly miraculous and desperate wins to get them to 7 rounds. It feels like Mad Lions got robbed in the sense that they almost should be at double digits.
Feels like they robbed themselves, which I don't know how that's possible, but somehow they found a way. Sold
their goods for too cheap.
Yeah, something like that. Just kind of silly, isn't it? Well, look at the push-up from Dodo. He's all the way in T-spawn, but yeah, now they're finally moving, so I think the window that was there for Mad Lions to make this a really cool time rush, it might be gone right about now. The grenade is a little bit too early. That's a bit of a shame, and now some dinks are coming in from the Glocks. One more grenade comes through, but again, it's not quite good enough here. And just a quick trade. Saw coming in with a headshot, and now Dodo is still flanking them. He actually gets the kill on Bubsky almost immediately. And Roy, I don't know what he could do. It's close range, but they are hitting some fantastic shots right now, the Finns.
If he'd gotten that kill on Zori, who is low HP, this was doable. This would be a 2-on-2. A-Core is going to have to readjust. And again, low HP Zori could be his first point of contact. Desperately trying to get the bomb planted just for the money for his teammates. But an opportunity. He's got a Glock and armor to win this 1 versus 3.
They have a smoke and a kit, so once they put that on the bomb, he's forced to do something. There's going to be a quick kill there, and he's a little bit wide, running behind the E-box, picks up the USB, gets the kill on Slowy. This is unbelievable. On the other side, hiding and probably scared at the moment. Sorry, trying to find any place to stand. Doesn't even reload, just picks up the Glock again and goes for it. Burst fire and all, and he'll win the clutch. 1 versus 3. A-Core, what a talent.
Oh, even shooting the dead body. I love that. What a great win. You're exactly right. The mobility after the bomb got planted, changing his position so quick, bringing it down into a 1-on-2, and HAVU just couldn't get both players involved in the same fight. That was sick. So I just got done talking about how HAVU stole some rounds away. That was robbery. That was theft in its own right.
Yeah. Don't even need any more evidence, dude. Just watch the clip, played in court, and jury will convict.
Convicted.
Immediately. This is so well done. I mean, the first one here is obviously, that's not the point, but it's the moving into position.
Yeah, that's the product of him moving so quickly after the bomb plant, taking that risk and just throwing caution to the wind, getting to a new angle. Everyone from HAVU thought he was going to be towards the bomb train. They thought they got there quick enough to keep him boxed in, and he's just too fast for him. So 9-7, both pistol rounds now won by Mad Lions. They lost the second round in the first half. It cannot happen here. This is their avenue to get started on a very quick T side, build up a lead, and just close it out with maybe one fortunate round later in the half.
Yeah, it's going to be critical, I agree. Build on this. There really wasn't much building going on when they were in the first half. It was very shaky throughout. Now they have all the opportunity in the world, although they are against 2 scouts, and on train, that is not to be underestimated.
2 scouts, neither of which have armor, and everyone's fully invested. So you win this, and HAVU's going to be hurting going into that first gun round. They're being very cautious, Mad Lions. Everyone far back. So the 2 scouts, one on Zori, one on Slowy. They're both outside. Slowy at Ivy, Zori in CT connector. Slowy might actually be able to throw this pop flash for Saw to clear Ivy. They're watching it from far back, so he might get punished here, and indeed he will. Face taken right off.
Good enough attempt, but now they've let Shush come all the way out. Oh, no!
What?
Sorry, I don't even know where these kills are happening from. Is that C connector?
Yeah.
Oh my god, well...
That C connector, it still doesn't make much sense even when I tell you the location.
No.
But now it's just the 2 scouts. And even with that tag, surely Zori, not one more. The second one had to have just been a blind shot through smoke. Yeah,
surely. Yeah, this should put a bit of a break on it. They definitely have spotted him out, and he's just going to try and see if he can escape. But that was outrageous. finally going to be going down, but for just a second you thought maybe it was going to happen all over again.
Yeah, the nightmare starts playing in your head. You know exactly how that turns when a scout gets a couple headshots like that. 10-7, 3-round lead for Mad Lions. This should be an easier time of things up against USPs with no armor. Zori's got a decent amount of cash. That's a nice one tap, but these are the kills we want to see right here. Ooh, edge of the snap. That's bogus.
Yeah. We got 2 Zeus being picked up on HAVU. So, oh no, did they just fire both of them?
I still got him.
All right. I was getting
Still
worried.
got him. Don't be worried. One on Saw. I think that's in the ladder room, and one in Zori in ladder room.
Interesting.
They did use both of them. They're both gone. No, they're not. They're just not showing up on the HUD. Okay.
Yeah.
I've lost my mind.
I was getting confused with it. It's fine. Saw has his still, and he's playing right on the edge there. People typically, I would say, jump past this corner, which can make that Zeus very, very hard to use. And even if he does get a kill, it's doubtful that they'll stay alive for much longer. And the range here is not going to be favoring him either. That's a problem. There's an excellent peek from Roy. Good return. Oh, the wall bangs, nearly doing it. The grenade certainly will land right behind him.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, well, Shush has ladder control. There's 2 flanks coming in, but they're going to be long flanks going all the way through White Holes. Bomb being planted now, and Mad Lions should get up to 11. 7-11 is going to be the scoreline.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, you want to take that anywhere else? Is that got some significance, or?
It's a store. It's a good store. Slushies.
All right.
Has one of the best moments in cinema history. Dumb and Dumber. Big gulps, eh?
I'll be honest.
Well, see you later.
I'll be honest. It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't even really remember half of it.
Oh, it's a glorious movie.
I remember the sticking your tongue on the frozen.
That's classic.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Good old Jeff Daniels.
So I guess I learned something from it.
Yeah.
Good news.
Did you try that as a kid?
I didn't, partly because of the movie. But I see videos on the internet of kids trying it now, so.
And they look pretty stupid, don't they?
Yeah, they're lacking that education.
Same education that you got. Dumb and Dumber in the classroom. A lot of fire out towards Ivy. A lot of flames. Pop flashes as well around the corner. Pretty much a default spread. Box Halls has gone into control of Mad Lions.
Yeah, a lot of grenades being used, but not really too much effect down there. They've left Bubsky alone, and everyone else seems to be grouping around this side. So, let's see. I mean, this is the role that Dodo was playing when HAVU were playing on the T side. He was sort of trying to flank in and see if he could maybe, you know, shoot someone in the back as they were rotating towards the B bomb site. It's a pretty good theory. Timing is a key, though, and not always easy to hit that timing.
Well, here we go. Hoodie, he's going to get doubled up. 2 versus 1, and he can't even get the first. Now it's got to be Zori with the AWP. Flashbang coming in. He's going to turn. Good dodge, but he still needs some kills and a missed opportunity there. Now everyone is secretly hiding. Oh, the bomb is planted way out in the open. That is a lucky and fortunate plant.
Let's see Bubsky on the timing here. I mean, they're already getting the kills in the middle of the retake, so he might not even have to be that accurate. He'll find Slowy trying to walk away. And that's a very, very powerful hit here for Mad Lions. And this causes a massive issue for HAVU because he's going to be in trouble. He doesn't have a kit, so even if he were to sneak past them here, the chances of a defuse is pretty much 0. And Dodo, still some excellent damage being output right now. But they're both on the bomb site ready and waiting for him. He wants to get away with that AWP. Not going to be allowed to. But yeah, the problem is now they're so close to the edge here. It looked like they were going to win train, I think, because of how good they got off to a T side.
That's why I said Mad Lions only needed 1 fortunate round to really kind of close this out because they're up 5 rounds at this point, and that's the really harsh reset of the economy. If you're HAVU, all you can do in this round is half buy. You can pick up some deagles, some scouts. It's going to look much like the second round, except everyone's going to have a bit more armor and utility, but you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to get back into this game. It's got to be immediate into the next gun round, or else you're just done.
And what do they have to work with here? Ooh, A-Call ready with an early frag. That was out in the yard, A yard. Otherwise, it's just scouts and some pistols to really try and turn this around.
Teasing a little leg. Nobody likes that. Bubsky with an opening kill towards Ivy.
Yeah, it must suck to be the person who draws the short straw in that one. Like, who wants to stick their legs down and have them be shot right in the shins?
It's always the in-game leader, isn't it?
Yeah, and then...
Like, imagine trying to tell your star player to just expose himself to lose 30 HP. He's like, nah, that's a you job. It's a Charlie job.
Yeah. You do that yourself.
Here we go. Dodo. Oh, he's got a chance to line this up. That 5-7 can be so deadly. Only 2, but not bad. Softens him up and lets the scout remain aggressive. Zori is going to be here any moment coming down ladder.
Yeah, he's not that far behind, is he? Waiting with the C-set 75. It's Hoodie smoked off on that position. And the scout, I mean, it can't really see much right now. There's just so many grenades out here and Hoodie goes down. They needed that flank to really come into play. Good little slowdown for Mad Lions not to get too stressed out. I mean, that could have definitely cost them the round there, but they managed to keep it cool.
Also hot swapping the AWP over to Asilian so that Acor could watch the ladder flank with an AK. He could be a little bit more adaptable no matter what situation came to pass. They'll pass it back here. And they've got a 6-round lead. 13-7, 5 in a row to open up this second half. Actually, 8 in a row if you go back to the first half.
Yeah, it's starting to be a real problem, isn't it? Something has got to change for HAVU to get back into it. The problem is they just don't really have an economy that's going to keep being strong enough here. They can buy in this round. They got the AWP on Sorry, but it is now or never for our Finnish friends. Sorry, almost pushing into it. It's sort of go down. He's got 2 people in the corner, but the flashbang is devastating, and he'll go down slowly, lining up a double in return, and that is, I mean, that's the only thing that could have saved them there. If he would have gone down or even just got no kills, that would have been the end of the round.
It wasn't a change of pace, but it was a change in aggressive pressure that Mad Lions applied to that outer bomb site. They chased down Zori when he missed that shot. Now, rotating inside, and this is dangerous. They might not check for Hoodie, but he's been spotted. He was overexposed and didn't even realize it. And that happens so quick, there's no chance to rotate anyone over to stop this bomb plant from going down. And at a certain point, HAVU's gonna have to ask themselves if they really want to go for this retake, but it's getting down to the end of things. They kind of have to.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to... You gotta find a miracle, don't you?
I'm not sure why Slowy's running away. Just gonna maybe try and readjust towards...
Yeah, but that is such a long readjustment. It's going to be all day before he's back there. And somehow, it looks to me like Shush has actually ended up in a really great position. He certainly heard him stepping. He knows what's coming as well. Going to be an easy lineup for that kill. He might have overthought it just a little bit. And Dodo, I don't know if he could do anything. He's going to be straight onto it, but they are right on top of him. 2 seconds left, and it's a good idea to underhand that flashbang, but it wouldn't save him this time around. 14-7, and the money again. I mean, they might as well force up here, HAVU, but still, that is... It's just not enough for some reason, because again, their T side was amazing.
Yeah, they're in that cycle of economic hell. Not to mention Acor is now, I don't know, I don't think it's been, it might have been Saw both rounds in a row, but he's now got 2 opening picks with that AWP out mid. He provided the opening as they rotate back to the B bomb site as well. So his op's starting to have a huge impact. And they don't force up entirely, but another half buy. P250, 5-7, 2 Deagles, and a Scout. That's what they have to battle with in this round. No kits picked up. And HAVU just feeling desperate at the moment.
Yeah, desperation surely kicking in. And Mad Lions recovering much of that lost confidence that seemed to be impossible for them to find when they were on the CT side. It just looked really, really shoddy, but it's starting to look very good at the moment. Slowy started to see if he could push on out. Did find a very long-range target. Bubsky will be quick on the trigger to take him down. And now it's a 4-on-5. And they're going to be setting up all the smokes for that yard play. The bomb is back towards T-spawn, and they're going to be down. That's not a favorable fight with the pistol at that range. And Asilian going to continue the charge here. It seems all very, very well coordinated. I actually like the timing here for Mad Lions.
Yeah, both of their T-sides have looked really good today on Mirage and now on Train. And that's one of the big questions we had for Mad Lions, especially to watch the progression of Asilian taking over for Hunden. They looked a little shaky in the first series of Flashpoint that they played against HAVU and lost.
Yes.
Christine mentioned it on the desk. They have looked better each and every time they've played throughout Flashpoint, throughout this Phase 1. And now, I mean, you can kind of directly see the results considering this is a rematch.
And just to touch on the logic of picking up a Cillian, right, as having a harder fragging in-game leader, that also seems to be at least consistently true at this point in time. He's definitely putting up some good rounds.
And like a new age in-game leader that provides a lot of freedom over to the rest of the players.
Exactly right. Bubsky actually dinked through the wall. Long range here. A bit of a fight. And Roy should be an easy kill taking down Hoodie. They're so quick on the bomb side. Huge change of pace this time once again for Mad Lions. Roy trying to almost do too much in that one. I think they maybe could have gone for the bomb plant right away. But now a 3 versus 4. And HAVU with a lead. They should be able to turn this around in their favor.
You can even see Dodo on the flank is just waiting for his moment to drop down. But Saw, oh, he's going to be able to stop the plant as well. He pre-fires, but he misses. Still, that flank from Dodo is going to come in, and it might not even matter. A Cillian, 1 versus 3. And unlike Acor, he's not able to get away from the bomb site after the plant. HAVU have their first round on the defensive side.
And again, just at least some of this round almost seemed to be Mad Lions wanted to finish it too quickly, right?
Yeah, Roy, well, you're right. I think Roy pushing the envelope on that bomb train is a little bit of overconfidence considering they're up 8 rounds at the time. Still, almost a knockout punch delivered by Mad Lions. They've got 7 more chances to close out this map and series and win the group. The group of in-game feeders.
Yeah, maybe not so much anymore. Maybe they've beat the meme. 15-8 though. They need 7 rounds in a row. This might have been a good way to start one, but he wanted to hunt it down and got a little bit greedy. They don't have to challenge this. They can just Molotov Slowy out of position. So pretty heads up right there.
Slowy's going to get a new angle. Peering up lower ramp, but 1 is already crossed. So when he picks off the second, that's a great find from Slowy. You can understand why he wanted to maintain the aggression as well, finding the equalizing kill. And now Mad Lions fully spread out across the map. So down to that mid-round calling to see what they can get.
Some grenades thrown into B to try and at least keep the 2 defenders here. It'll be great if they can actually get out into the A yard. A little bit of a jump there from Shushin. He's going to all the way down. That's an MP9. He might be able to take this fight. It felt like maybe he wanted to. Sorry out here. Got to be very, very careful. He's checking for the feet underneath the train. 50 seconds on the clock, and Hoodie goes down. Bobsky coming through the smoke. 1 big kill and a follow-up even inside of the fire, and that should be the series right here. Saw goes into Acor, and it's 16-8 in favor of Mad Lions. That's a very, very respectable couple of games for them.
Yeah, that's actually a beautiful performance to close out this group. And what a change from the first match. You could see HAVU beat them early on in Flashpoint, now to this where they just dominate. And it was based off those T-sides were very well put together from Mad Lions on both maps. I like all the improvements that we saw out of them.
Yeah, I think it's a steady improvement, as you said, with the Cillian coming in, in-game leading and just the general roster change. I think they did a fantastic job, so I just want to see more of them, obviously, in the second stretch as well.
Yeah, look, much more comfortable. These star players from Mad Lions, I mean, Acor had a huge series again.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the final numbers were for him, but in terms of impact, the ace on Mirage was a thing of beauty. His AWPing on Train, the T-side providing opening kills, all of it spectacular. Yeah, that's it for this one. 2-0 for Mad Lions. Nice performance. We're heading to a break, and then we're going to get the desk.